Alright, I'm gonna try to do this video right quick, try to explain some things, y'all. So this my compost pile is getting smaller. One of the things I try to do before it get too cold, you can't just leave your compost pile where it's at. Let it sit all winter and compost down as much as it's gonna compost down, and then transfer it to your beds. You can do that, but I'm gonna tell y'all what I've been doing, and I'm gonna go over here and show y'all. But one of the cons to these doggone compost piles on the ground, boy, the ants. Well, I don't know if y'all had that problem, but I know I do. I bet you gardening with Lisa had that problem because she had ants all in her bed, so I know she probably got ants in the compost. But that's the thing I hate the most. You go in there and get your compost out, and it's ants all down in it. And then, you know, you may put it in your bed with your pitchfork or whatever you use to put it in your bed, but then if you want to use your hand to smooth it out, shoot, you can't do that. The ants be tearing you up. Just tearing you all the way up. But I'm going to go over here. I'm going to go to a bed and show you what I'm talking about. So over time, as we know, or if you're new to gardening, maybe you don't know, your pots, your raised beds, whatever you, unless you're planting on the ground, and even if you're planting on the ground, if you never add anything back, such as organic matter, which that could be compost or wood chips, or even if you don't add soil or something, eventually the ground sinks down because your plant is using up all the different compounds that it needs to grow. It's using those things up, and it shrinks the volume of the soil as it uses them, and as that organic matter breaks down. So y'all see how far down that is. This is about, so that it's about, see where my thumb is? It's as long as my fingers. That's how far that has sunk down. It takes a while for it to get down this far. I usually don't let them get down this far, but I did. As you can see, I wasted some brassica seeds down in here. So I got brassicas coming up, and then I got these here. These are some onions. They only come up in the winter time, and they stay green all winter. You ain't got to protect them or nothing. You can use them like chive. They're like a wild onion. Most wild onions, I find, that's what they do. They come up in the winter, stay all winter. Then when spring come, they die back, and, you know, rinse, repeat. So y'all see this bed is low like this. So let me say this. While I got these baby brassicas right here, I'm actually going to give these suckers a chance to see what they're going to do. Because if they, I don't even know what they are. I'm pretty sure I just like wasted some seeds right here, or some birds did this, because I did not plant no brassicas right here. But I'm going to give these a chance, and if they get to be a decent size, I'm going to dig them out of here and plant them somewhere else, and then I'm going to fill the bed up. But this was the bed that was easiest to kind of show y'all, because you can see over there, you can see the space between the top of the soil and this edge of this tire. Okay, so what I've been doing is taking that compost. That compost is not completely finished, but it's not getting so hot that it's smoking anymore. Now, our compost is not gonna get hot like that. For instance, my worm bins, they don't get hot like that, because mostly food scraps and leaves and stuff go in there. So it's not necessarily a hot compost, and also the worms eat it so fast that it's not gonna get hot like that. But this compost here have grass clippings and leaves, and those two mixed together, they will get so hot they will start to smoke on you. But you can see it's not completely finished, because you can still see pine straw in it, things of this nature. You can see a bunch of different things in here. And you might say, well, why are you putting that in your beds and it ain't completely finished? This still gets a little warm, not hot, so where it's smoking and burning stuff, but it does get a little warm. So I am putting this on here because as it continues to break down, it will get warm, and it will warm the soil beneath it, and therefore the root zone, because we're getting cool here at night. What does that do? Trick your plants. Your plants thinks that the ground is still warmer than it actually is, because this compost is composting. So you can trick your plants into thinking that it's a different time of season if you put warm. Now, you don't want to put compost that gets hot enough to smoke. That'll burn your stuff up, because some composts get up to 100 and some degrees. You know what I'm saying? You don't want that hot. That'll kill your stuff. It'll or run the risk of burning it up. Okay, so I've been topping these beds off with this. I haven't got them all done, but I've got quite a few done. Because it's gonna rain today, and also keep in mind when it rains, that's gonna sink down some. All of this is gonna compact down some. But I have that bed done, this bed done, this bed done, this bed done. Let me tell you something else this is gonna do for me. So, and I do got this little trash in here, but also what this is gonna do for me is, besides trick my plants, as this breaks down, continues to break down, it's gonna be a little warmer. Earthworms, they like it a little warmer. So y'all will notice that your earthworms is less active when the ground is real cold. When you do this and this compost is still here getting warm, they will be more enticed to come up where that warm compost is and munch on this and eat it. And they're going to leave their worm castings right there, right down in that bed. So that's going to add really nice nutrition to the bed as well. Okay? So these are all little tricks of how you can manipulate and do things. Because I remember I did this bed a while back. Let it get rained on. This basil plant was about to die. When I put that stuff down there, that basil just, after a little while, it just took off. I did this bed as well. So I've done several beds. And then I've been going, the ones that don't have onions around this edge, I'm going to fill them in. These are not the kind of onions that I really, what I may do is pull these up and then mix in the compost with this and plant them back. I don't really want to disturb these onions, though. I think they'll actually be okay for a little while. I may just leave them. But more or less, I put some here too. I put some here, but I need to put some more. I put some here. I haven't done this. I haven't done this one. I'm not going to do this one because of those baby brassicas. But at some point, I'm going to do these two beds. Okay? I'm not going to do them right this second, because I think it's going to be a little hard for me to do with these peas still growing as good as they growing. Could I do it? Yes, but it's going to take a lot of work, because I'm going to have to make sure I lift those peas and lay. The pea vine can be up under the compost. It's the actual tips where the peas growing at. I want to make sure they stay up, because you need those to be above that so that they probably still would make it. Peas are so tough, but anyway, I just think it would be harder to do with these peas. When these peas die down some, I'm inclined to push them peas down and put the halfway done compost over top of all of it. And then all of those pea vines, everything will break down in this bed right where it's set. So what this do for me is it make it easier for me to get organic matter in my bed without me having to tote stuff back and forth. I still do tote some things back and forth, but times when I can spare myself, I do. This bed is not as far down. I just filled both of these up last year. And they're not down as far, so they don't need a lot, but I still would like to put that compost on there, because I know there's a lot of good nutrition, earthworms, all these things that I want to try to incorporate up into this bed. I want to show you this too. For whatever reason, the top of this, I don't know if this is a collar or whatever, rotted out, but you see this? See those? And then it's a little worm on here too. Look at that. Worms, they never fail. But and you can see the new growth is purple, which I found to be interesting. But all around that edge, you see stuff growing out of there. It was the same variety as this one. This one, the worms actually leave it alone. This one, they lay their babies on. Have no clue what that's about. It's another collet over there. I don't think I see any worm damage on it. It looks pretty good. I see a harlequin bug though. I bet I'm gonna get your ass. Where's my jaw? Over there. Let me go get my jaw. I can't let that rest, cause I'm telling you, you walk off, stay gone too long, come back, that harlequin bug, you never find them again. And then it be mating, be done had, they lay 20, 30 eggs at a time. See what I'm saying? That's why one harlequin bug is enough to cause significant damage, and it don't take them long They mating. I don't know how long it take them to lay their babies, but it don't be long. It ain't like a human. They don't wait long time to have a baby. They had a baby right quick. Look. Alright, homie, got you off. And I think I was showing y'all harlequin bug damage before. But see those splotches? All of that's harlequin bug damage. Yeah. That's exactly what that is. I'm gonna knock some of these lower leaves off of that. But what I really been seeing is leaf-footed bugs, but worms got on this a little bit, but not too bad. They must have missed that one. See, sometimes when you plant your brassicas and stuff in with stuff, that's why I like doing that. I hadn't really been spraying that with BT down in there. And the worms been missing it because, see there, ain't no damage on that one either. Ain't no damage on that one either. Because they don't know it's in here. Because there's so much other stuff around. See here? They don't know that this is in here. They don't know that's in there. They don't know that's in there. I'm telling you they don't, because I just picked the worm off. So the butterflies know that there's some plants out here, but they going to where they know they at. This is harlequin bug damage. See that? They don't eat all the way through. It's almost like they just eat the green part off, which is weird. There go another harlequin bug. Let me get your ass. Damn it! Bring your ass here. Ain't gonna be none of that. Come here. You finna get your ass down in this water. Look at him. He won't even get no aggro. There you go. Hey, how you doing? But yeah, these old harlequin bugs, they'll find your stuff just like right here. See here? I knew it was gonna be one on here. Yeah, you can walk your ass. Let me get something and just smash you. Okay, I done smashed your ass. But see all them speckles? That's all harlequin bug damage. That's what that is. And your plants will outgrow that. Worm. Oh, look here. See this on the back? That's the harlequin bug eggs. So you can just peel them off before they hatch. That was probably 20 eggs I dispatched right quick. 10 to 20, something like that. But I don't always catch the eggs, but it's, you know, they usually be on the back. But yeah, that's harlequin damage. All them speckles. So that's what that looked like, in case you didn't know. But I'm trying to think here. Trying to think. I put down some poison down in the yard for these ants. And look like when I put on poison here, look like they're trying to move their ass over here. Hell yeah, they is. Ants all in there. For this time of year, for me with all this water, these doggone ants something else. These turnip, I went in here and got a lot of the, once again on the turnip, this is harlequin bug damage. But on the turnip, cause see, look how pretty. This ain't got no damage at all. See, the new leaves ain't got no damage at all. I went in here and I pulled a lot of those damaged leaves off. And I've been watching these. I'm surprised more worms and stuff hadn't got on all these starts I got in here, but they haven't. The roselle is doing good. It's flowering. It had a bunch of flowers this morning. Oh no! I think they playing. Yeah, that sound like play. That don't sound like him barking at nobody outside. It just sound like they playing. Anyway. But yeah, the just like this flower was open this morning. And don't be worried if they flower when they're real little. I ain't gonna lie, when it's cool like this, sometimes they be a little smaller. Sometimes you get your bigger harvest first. It just really depends. But see, this one was open this morning. But it's making them, because look here. Can y'all see all them? And they getting big fast. They getting big real fast. Look at this. This probably has doubled in size overnight. Look at this. A lot of this stuff has just doubled in size. Like I said, sun, nutrition, water. That's all it takes. And I'm glad I went on harvest because it look like they look okay. Because they're not drooping or doing nothing. So it don't look like it's too much water on the roots. Look at that. I got to put something on that. But yeah, these ants are something else. They something else and a half. The peppers. I about need to pull some of these red ones. I think I'm gonna wait one more day maybe. We supposed to get a couple hours of rain today, but I ain't studying that today. I really been walking. This a big old bloom there. I mean a big old tomato bloom. These Apotex, they will do that though. They will make big old blooms because they make decent sized tomatoes. And then these are still blooming like doggone crazy. And I'm gonna let them. This hasn't had any bugs on it. Ain't this pretty? Y'all can't tell me this ain't pretty. And once again, I don't have a clue about what this is. I planted a brassica over here a long time ago. Can't remember what the hell it was. 2 or 3 years went up, didn't nothing come up, and then this sprang up as a volunteer. And like I said, I believe birds did that because there was a couple of years I didn't have no brassicas right here. But when I tell you these leaves will get big, if you think this is big, these leaves, okay, this big as my hand. These leaves will get twice this. Twice that size, I ain't lying. At least when they first come on. And then, once again, down here at the base, you see it's growing some more. Growing some more. And it's crazy because this is part of the root too. Look how far over. That plant is planted way over there. That root traveled all over here. And look at all these little babies there. But anyway, that's why I say brassicas, you can bury the stem up to a certain point. You don't want to bury it all the way down because they do grow out of the middle, but you can bury it. The roots will come out that hole still. And like I said, that's learning from experience. Or if you notice the stem will touch the ground and more roots will come out. Because when this first was growing, what happened was it was growing, it leaned over, and this root came out. And then it leaned over and touched the soil again. I can't lift this. This is rooted up under here. If you buried that whole stem, it probably would give you more roots. But I hadn't worried about it. I just been leaving it alone. Letting it do what it want to do. But yeah, those Apotex, they make decent sized tomatoes. Decent size. And this here act like it got pollinated, but I don't know. I've only ever seen one Zapotec in a cluster at a time. And then these other tomatoes. This is in grocery store hybrids. Now, what I got wasn't this big. It was more like this size. But shoot, I'll take it. I ain't complaining not one bit. Y'all look up in here and see that? See all those? Those there. Over there. There's tomatoes all over. There's tomatoes all up there. Steadily blooming. That one that done blushed pretty good, I may come get it. This pepper is blooming. This is a LaRouge too. My worst LaRouge pepper, I planted it in here. It's kind of getting shaded out. I'm not expecting it to do a whole lot, but you know. But peppers. I'm gonna leave these one more day and let them get a little darker, because they will get a little darker than that. But you can see it's, like I said, everything's still looking good. Like I said, people come through here. You ain't gonna pull that stuff out? Child idea. I don't understand a person that can pull out stuff when it got this much fruit on. Like I said, unless you just really don't have no space. The only thing I'm trying to plant is brassicas. I'm not doing peas this fall. I'm not doing any sugar snaps this fall. And I have spaces, because see, that bed pretty much don't have nothing in it, because that ground cherry is just about dead. I covered it up. The only part I didn't, the only limb, and because it's a tomato, it'll make roots all over Well, you know, it's a nice shade. This the only limb that I didn't cover. And real talk, I could have covered it because, see, it's a little... Ground cherries, once they get cool, it'll make fruit, but they won't ripen up good and it don't taste all that hot. So that is what it is. I'm just walking over here checking on this stuff. This uvula and stuff is steadily making buds. Celosia. These peppers is trying to get a good size. I'm dehydrating roselle just the old-fashioned way. I washed that real good and then put it in a tub. The sun was shining yesterday. It ain't shining today, but you know, you win some, you lose some. This is a weed. Pull it out. This a pepper. Look at this. Just to go to show you. A pepper will make a pepper when it's that small. Y'all see that bud? So that's that on that. These tomatoes down here trying to look like something. See, I planted. Oh, I need to put some. That's another thing I'm gonna do. Those potatoes I got back in the back that I planted in the greenhouse. I'm going to put a lot of that unfinished compost. That's what I'm gonna use to fill those beds up as well back there in the greenhouse. And then same idea. It'll help keep them a little bit warmer, and the earthworms will get up in there and munch and chew and have a nice place to be and leave their worm castings. And so that's what I plan on doing, y'all. I'm gonna put a bunch in here too, because this soil here, the roots got up into it, and that soil is so hard. And it's very hydrophobic. It don't like to stay moist and stuff. And I think if I put that compost in there, that'll help it hold a little bit more moisture. And these peas is just about done anyway. They still trying to do something, but they about done. They done made the whole season. I'm probably gonna pull them, and like I said, mix in a lot of that compost with this soil and these two, because these two, this soil out in here, it ain't necessarily compacted, but it's just so it don't really hold moisture like talking about at all. And so a lot of stuff over here, that's why peas do okay over here, and that's why my turmeric has not done all that good over here. Turmeric don't need a ton of water, but it needs water. So, but anyhow, that's it. And then my little house plants, I say house plants, but hell, it's still out here. They doing pretty good. This thing has grown since I got it a good foot. This sucker has attached to this tree. Look at that. That's wild. Y'all, it's attached. I didn't know it had leaned off of its little mouse pole over. It has attached to the tree. Now, what am I going to do? Because this here ain't going to make it in the winter. I don't believe. I wonder if I pull it off, will it hurt it? I ain't going to pull it. Oh, I mean, that sucker's attached good. Child, see, I don't know about no house plants. I don't know about all this. I don't know about birthing no babies. But anyhow, I'm trying to learn, y'all. I'm trying to branch out, Jesus. I still ain't enthused about these house plants. You can't eat this shit. So I'm just... But anyway, y'all help me. Y'all tell me what to do. I think I'm gonna repot all these little ones. I think I'm gonna. The person didn't really fill the pots up all the way. I might could get them out of there and kind of refresh the soil and put the all back down in there. That's what I'm thinking. But honestly, with no care at all, that's why people be like, oh, houseplants need so much care. I haven't cared for them at all. And the only one that died was this one. And I'm be real, hell, it might not be dead because them roots look like they living. But, child, I ain't gonna get started about that. Maybe these are actually easy to grow. Maybe that's what it is. Y'all think that's what it is? Hell, I don't know what it is, cause I don't know when it come to this here. I don't know my ass from a hole in the ground. Real talk. This was my granny domain. My granny liked house plant. Child, I can't eat that stuff. I don't be enthused. Hell, I'm hungry half the time. I can't make me wonder I got a tapeworm. But anyhow, till next time. See you guys later.